So there are a lot of people who still don't think that Shane Dawson's documentary on Eugenia Cooney is dangerous to the audience. Okay, so let's see where the insider got their expert information. Says that one expert they spoke to was Chavis Turner, the Chief Strategy and Policy Officer for the National Eating Disorder Association. Okay, now that person is Chief Strategy and Policy Officer for the National Eating Disorders Association. So I think they probably know what they're talking about. Now they actually thought that maybe Shane had good intentions, but we all know that was it's profit. That's all it is. Because they only spent about less than 20 minutes talking about eating disorder, and the rest was about all of Eugenia's toys and material stuff that was in her home. And then another 15 minutes or 20 minutes was the ride from Shane's house to Eugenia's house. I feel like this whole documentary was an episode of MTV Cribs. You know, I feel like I'm going to be punked any minute by Ashton Kutcher, and he's going to be like, oh yeah, this was actually MTV Cribs. Because that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like eating disorder documentary, by no means. And even when they said all questions, ask whatever you want, that isn't what happened. It was, look at all the stuff I have. Look at all this junk I have laying around the house. Look at this, look at that. And of course, Shane's all, wow, like he's never seen a nice house before, even though he lives in a $3 million mansion, drives G-Wagons, has lived in $1 million homes for some time, and still he acts like, wow, I've never seen that before. I'm like, dude, you have lived in $1 million homes. Yes, the hell you have seen this before. Come on. So other fans were concerned with Cooney's safety given that she referred to having an eating disorder in the past tense, signaling that she may not be considering further treatment. And this was 2019 when this article was shared or written. It's 2021, and we do know that, she's declined. Now, these experts, they have not personally treated Cooney, they say that, but are wary of considering Cooney's treatment a success story. And what's scaring the experts is comments like this. Who could dislike this? Shane is one of the best things on the internet. My gosh, what an inspiring story of overcoming not only her own inner struggle, but the horrible projections, opinions, and insecurities of those shielded by screens. And now look where we are in 2021. Shane's been canceled, basically. Eugenia has her audience in danger every single time she does these videos. And Eugenia is the gaslight queen. That's what I call her. She is the queen of gaslighting. Not just, she likes to be called the skeleton queen. I refuse to call her that. I call her the queen of gaslighting. Because she's doing exactly what I used to do with my drug addiction and my eating disorder. I used to put on that mask and everything's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't just snort 3, things. I didn't just do that. What are you talking about? Duh, I didn't do anything, when I know damn well I did. But I would put on that mask, that facade, and be like, no, you're crazy. What are you talking about? I'm sorry you feel that way. Just like Eugenia does. The whole, I'm sorry you feel that way. Oh, I wish everybody just understand, that I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. As we watch her wither away. As many others have on these platforms. But what does Twitch do? They continue to allow it. YouTube continues to allow it. There are petitions going around to get Eugenia's channel taken off YouTube. That tells you something. When you have so many people willing to sign a petition, but let me explain something to you, okay? Shane Dawson, his fan base is mainly young people and young girls. The insider actually went to Shane's demographics, and let me see right here if I can find it. It's somewhere right down here. He arguably ranks even higher in his ability to influence the influencer community, an immeasurable quality with sweeping effects on internet culture. For Even like with the whole Tana Mojo series, that was fake. It was all just to make Tana look a little better so the internet wouldn't hate her. And now it's the same thing. Like it says with her pseudo marriage to Jake Paul, he played emergency PR agent and helped to rehabilitate her image after the disastrous TanaCon. And Shane did do that. He swooped right in to save the day and make Tana look good again. And it's like, why? Why are you doing that, Shane? You better worry about your own ass. You better worry about your own image. And if Shane had have worried about his own image, he wouldn't be in the situation he's in now. But I think that Shane, as he was saying that James Charles needed a slice of humble pie, I think Shane Dawson needed a slice of humble pie. And Shane Dawson got up on a big pedestal, tall pedestal. And maybe he felt untouchable. I don't know. He puts on this this empathy thing where, oh, I can feel what everyone else feels, and I feel so bad for people, and I'm emotional, and this and that. But then when you see behind the scenes, it's like, dude, you don't act nothing like you claim. But again, these are YouTube characters. You can't idolize these people, guys. You guys have to learn. These people are just playing a part. You're idolizing a character. A caricature. Okay, so here's what this says too. And for Eugenia Cooney, his latest YouTuber subject, who was widely speculated to have a severe eating disorder before a stint in rehab, he paved the way for a comeback and a fresh audience of more than 600,000 new subscribers. The return of Eugenia Cooney has been viewed over 27 million times, and that was in 2019 when this article was shared, y'all. You see the date right there? August 3rd, 2019. Them numbers are way higher. But I'm trying to find the part where they actually talk about the number. Yeah, right here. Okay. If you're struggling with an eating disorder, it can be triggering. Given the audience, Shane Dawson's followers are mostly younger. So I think it's even more problematic because they're the people who are going to consume this documentary. There probably needs to be greater attention given to the dangers of the eating disorder. Exactly, and they didn't do that in the documentary. They barely talked about an eating disorder in the documentary, but they damn sure didn't talk about the dangers. But Messenger points out that the video's audience skews female, according to the demographics listed in Shane Dawson's booking website, and young. So female and young, based on overall YouTube demographics, isn't the only skateholder at risk. Experts and fans in the video's comment section alike are still concerned about Eugenia Cooney. Experts call Shane Dawson's video dangerous for its portrayal of eating disorders. And that's true. Just like it says, when first watching The Return of Eugenia Cooney, the first thing viewers see is a black screen with a warning. The following contains discussions of eating disorders which may be triggering to viewers. If Shane had to put it in his video, why does Eugenia not have to put it in none of her videos? How does that make sense? If Shane put it in his video documentary about Eugenia, then why does YouTube not force Eugenia to put it in every single one of her own videos? Do y'all see how ridiculous this is? And it says the actual discussion with Cooney about her eating disorder doesn't really start until after the 33-minute mark. And that's because Shane does a whole friggin' segment of him driving to Eugenia's house. Just him in the car, like he's on the Travel Channel, talking and talking and talking. And then once he gets there, it's all, wow, look at this house. Oh my gosh, wow. Just like he did at Jeffree Star's freaking mansion. Oh my gosh, I've never seen doorsteps before. Oh man, and I've never seen a front door like that before. Shane, you live in a $3 million home. Quit acting like you're poor. Quit acting like you've never seen steps before. Quit acting like you've never seen a 2-story house before, bro. You are rich. You've lived in several $1 million homes. It gets on my nerves, y'all. I'm sorry. And I used to like Shane's Spooky Boys content. But then there come a point in time where I noticed that Drew wasn't around, Garrett wasn't around, and you start to see people pulling away, and you're like, what's going on here? What's going on? But let's get back to this. So the actual discussion with Cooney about her eating disorder doesn't really start until a 33-minute mark. When she and Dawson sit down at a picnic table outside her apartment she shares with her family. Cooney confirms first time she had eating disorder in a conversation that spans less than 20 minutes, interspersed with dozens of clips from her channel and elsewhere. It was all about advertising. That was it. The entirety of the hour-long video is cut with rapid-fire clips, mostly from Cooney's channel, which highlight her gaunt frame and shrinking form. 6 years at this time, it's 2019, it was 6 years. Cooney posted to YouTube and streamed herself on platforms like Twitch, and the now 25-year-old grew progressively thinner, sparking worry and cruelty from fans and detractors. At first glance, Cooney's comeback seems like a natural fit for Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson has been candid about his own body dysmorphia, disordered thinking about perceived flaws in one's physical appearance, and disordered eating in the past. As Shane Dawson explains at the outset of the video, the goal is to explore Cooney's struggle and recovery. That never happened, Shane. You never explored Eugenia Cooney's struggle and recovery. You explored her house, and that was it. And your car ride to her house, and all her damn toys, and that was it. And I find it interesting that Eugenia Cooney's video with Katie Morton has the little piggy mirror and all her other toys sitting on the bed, basically advertising themselves, because that's where they were put. Cooney filmed with Dawson and returned to YouTube after a month of inpatient care at a rehabilitation facility, and reactions to the debut were mixed. Many of Shane Dawson's fans applauded him for bringing attention to the stigmatized issue he can relate to. And that's the problem. Shane had so many fans who were okay with his racist comments, his harmful videos like this one with Eugenia, his, Tana video where he swoops in and makes Tana look good again, the whole sociopath thing about Jake Paul with Katie Morton of all people, who has never treated Jake Paul or, anybody else that were in these videos. Katie has never treated those people. You have to physically treat people to know what they have. And she has not treated. She just talked about how, a sociopath is just ick and gross and ugh, I just got to take a shower. Get over yourself, Katie. Get over yourself. It's just ridiculous. You make me want to go take a shower, Katie. I think a lot of people are really seeing it for what it is, though, now. And this was from 2019. So if The Insider, whoever wrote this article for The Insider, thank you. I applaud you because you had the nerve to call it out back then when it was, fresh and going on, and when everybody else was, Shane did a great documentary, and Eugenia is they really talked about a lot when they didn't. Experts who have spoken with Insider have not personally treated Cooney and are wary of considering Cooney's treatment as a success story. Exactly. I mean, even when you look better, it doesn't mean you're better, but she does not look better. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be mean. And I know that's just, to her, in her mind, it's a compliment, but I'm just saying I've dealt with it and I've been through it, and you can put on a mask and make yourself seem so healthy and so happy, and you can gaslight people to the point to where they all believe you, but it's going to catch up with you. It does. It caught up with me. I almost lost all my family, and I'm going to do that story time one day, but, luckily I had people around me who cared, who loved me, who forced me into getting treatment. So I just wanted to share a little more of that, and that's it, guys. What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I mean, I want to hear everybody's opinion. Even if you don't agree with me, leave your opinion. I don't cut my comments. I don't disable my comments. YouTube may disable my comments because Eugenia might report my video, or Shane may report it, or something may, whatever happens, or somebody else may report it for whatever reason. I've had 2 Eugenia videos have the comments disabled by YouTube. That was not me. I don't do that. I'm not Onision or Kai. I don't cut off comments. I love hearing your opinions, even if you don't agree with me. That I love being on a platform where we can all have our own opinion and still interact with each other. We don't have to attack each other and go crazy. We can disagree. We can be grown adults and disagree and still interact with each other. And I appreciate that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Check out some of my other videos, and bye.